Guess who? You miss me? Jessica Simpson, sing the chorus.
When you walked through the door, it was clear to me. You're the one they adore.
What are you doing?
I'm chilling.
Chilling? What are we doing to the car today?
Working on it.
What is up, guys? Today, man, we're gonna be working on something I know a lot of you have been waiting for. I bought this quite a long time ago, and a lot of you guys expressed to me that you're excited to see it get done, and today we're finally gonna do it. We're gonna get the carbon fiber hood all wet sanded down and put a new coat of clear on it. So alright guys, today's a little bit different. I don't normally have company over at the house, but I got one of my good friends with me. And he brought his, what was this again? Lexus GS300. I'm not too familiar with them, but it has a 2J in it. It's automatic. It's automatic, but it's a really nice looking car, man. Alright, for the most part, this thing's all stock. You know, it's got a little bit of body damage here and there, but overall, it's a really good looking car, man. It's an OS. It's an 03 Lexus. I already forgot what it's called, but it's got function and form coilovers on it, so it's dumped. It's GNC 18s, non-turbo, 2JZ. But the question is, will this thing do a burnout?
Not unless it's wet. It always has to be wet.
We might try later. It's really freaking dirty. He needs to wash his car, but in his defense, my car is really freaking dirty too. Alright, now to start off, the most of the clear coat on this hood is just completely gone. And if you see, there's lots of areas where the clear coat is fucking Mustang. Where the clear coat's still here, and it's not a smooth surface. It's real rough, honestly. So what we need to do is we have to get all this old clear coat either sanded smooth or just completely removed. Hey, that rhymed. Alright, now to be honest with you guys, I've never done a hood in this condition before. Last carbon fiber hood I did, the clear coat was just kind of faded. It needed to be wet sanded and a new clear put on it. So I've never actually had to deal with this, a hood this bad. So you know, we're gonna hit this together, man. We're gonna try to figure this out. Basically, the steps that we're gonna be taking today, you can do the exact same thing by hand with a hand sandpaper, obviously, but it's just gonna take you a lot longer. So I'm gonna be using a DA, and this is my sandpaper. It's all Velcro. I have anything from, I believe, like 1200 up to like 3000 grit. So I'm gonna start off with something kind of aggressive to see if we can get that clear coat knocked down. Alright, you can call me a daredevil, but I got 400 here. That's when wet sanding, 400 is actually really aggressive, but this clear coat's pretty screwed up, and I want to try to get it all off of here. And Braven just dropped his phone. What the fuck? But anyhow, obviously when you're wet sanding, you want your sandpaper to be wet. So I have a bucket here. It's full of it's just water, and I have some dish soap in here. Now I'm sure I don't have to tell you guys this, but after we wet sand it, we're gonna be painting it. And whenever you're painting something, you don't want it to be oily or greasy. So we're using dish soap because dish soap actually removes grease. Whereas if you use like a car wash soap, it has waxes and stuff in there to help you make your car shine. You don't want to use that stuff because it could potentially leave a residue or cause you problems later whenever you're painting. So that's the reason why I'm using dish soap. guys, now I've been going at this for a minute with 400 with the wet sand, and like it's taking it down, but it's taking it down really slow, and it's more than anything, I mean, it's smoothing it out, like, but it's not really getting rid of that like hump between where this clear coat is flaked up and this area here. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna use a sanding pad. This is 120 grit, and I'm gonna try it dry. I might get it a little wet to see. Whoa, what the hell? I didn't even see that before. That's crazy. But anyhow, I'm gonna try this dry, and I'm gonna be extremely careful, okay? Now, if you guys are doing this yourself, this can fuck your hood up, so you wanna be gentle with it. I'm gonna go over it, you know, lightly. I'm gonna check it, go over it a little more, check it. You wanna be constantly checking. Alright guys, it's a new day, and we basically ran out of sunlight last night, and I had work this morning. Monday, you know how it is. But we got a lot of the sanding done. I wanted to kind of go over with you what we already did to the hood, because I feel like I didn't really cover that very well, like during the process. So a lot of your guys' hoods, the clear coat is probably just sun damaged and has a lot of oxidation, which you have to wet sand out before doing a new clear coat over it. Now with mine, that wasn't the case, because the clear coat was actually flaking. We had to get basically what was remaining of the clear coat to come off of there. And when I first started, I was trying with the 400 grit and wet sanding, and that just wasn't cutting it. So what I actually ended up having to go to was just a regular sandpaper and sanding it dry, because the wet sanding just wasn't aggressive enough. Now I used a 120 grit sandpaper. All I have here is an 80 grit, because I actually ran out of the 120, but what I started with was 120. We got all the old clear coat off, and then we moved up to a 400 grit. And I believe last night we finished off with an 800. I kept going a little bit more, but I looked at the hood right now when I got home, and it definitely needs some more wet sanding. So I'm probably gonna pick back up about 800, and then we're gonna continue wet sanding from 800 to 1200, 15, and then finish it off with a 3000 grit, so that hopefully we can get this thing sprayed today. Alright, but this is what it looks like when it's all wet. And I mean, we got all the old clear coat off, we got all the oxidation, all the sun damage off, and now we're just left with a hood that basically needs a coat of clear on it. So it actually came out looking really freaking nice. I'm gonna go ahead and dry it right now and let you guys see what it looks like dry. Alright guys, well there she is, back in the house, safe and sound, where she belongs, sitting on the Civic, not quite clear coated yet, and that is because we only have about 45 minutes left of daylight, so, and that's not nearly enough time to get my paint mixed and, you know, to do a coat. We gotta wait 10 minutes between coats, you know, and I don't like whenever the sun starts to go down. I mean, granted, we're painting in the backyard and it's difficult to get it absolutely perfect. Whenever the sun's starting to go down is when all the little bugs and everything come out, little gnats and shit. So I don't want to risk it. And I want, after I'm done spraying this thing, I want this thing to be able to sit in direct sunlight for as long as possible before I move it into the house so that it has time for the paint to cure. So long story short, basically, I'm not gonna have enough time to get this sprayed today.
And no, I don't paint inside of my garage. No, not doing it.
But anyhow, guys, if you guys liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, freaking subscribe already, man. What are you doing? You're slacking. Yeah, I appreciate all the love you guys are giving me. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys on the next one. We're gonna be clear coating the hood, so don't miss out.